Alright, welcome to a video on the addition and subtraction of polynomials. So we are going to essentially just be combining like terms this entire time. But first, and it's not too much more difficult than regular order of operations. It's just we've added in variables and you got to classify variables based on their exponent. So first, let's just go over some terminology. So if something is a monomial, we'll call it a monomial if it's got one term. So that's like the number 1, x, 3x. It's binomial if it has two terms. So 2 plus x or 4y minus 2x. What separates our monomial and our binomial and what separates our terms is addition and subtraction signs. Multiplication does not separate, but addition and subtraction does, which is why for a trinomial, which is 3 terms, we've got a term plus a term plus a term. Polynomial, these are all technically polynomials, but generally we'll use it for if it's got 4 or more. And again, this is separated by addition and subtraction for our terms. So let's get right into now our adding. So we're going to go over adding and subtraction. They're very similar, and it's not, like I said, overly complicated. You just have to take the time to do each little step. So when we're adding, we are going to combine like terms and put in descending order. Descending order meaning biggest to smallest. So we look here with our 5x to the 4th minus 5x squared plus negative 2x squared plus 3x to the 4th. The first thing we need to do is to combine our biggest terms. So our biggest terms are x to the 4th. Combine our biggest term, which is x to the 4th. So we're going to do 5x to the 4th plus 3x to the 4th to get 8x to the 4th. So this becomes an 8x to the 4th. So we combine that to get that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to combine our x squared. So that's going to be negative 5x squared minus 2x squared, which is negative 7x squared. Notice that we didn't do anything with our x's. They stayed the same. So we dropped down our minus 7x squared. And we got that, and I'll put 2 underlines here to show there. And that's it. That's all we have to do. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into another example here. So our next example, we are going to have n minus 5n to the 3rd plus 2n squared plus 2n to the 3rd plus n. So we're going to add these together. So the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to identify our biggest term, and that's n to the 3rd. What I'm actually going to do is combine everything over here, and then we'll rewrite it. So the first thing we need to do is combine our n to the third. So that would be negative 5n to the third and a positive 2n to the third, giving us a negative 3n to the third. Then we are going to combine our next biggest n, so n to the second. However, we only have one n to the second, so it's just 2n to the second. Then we are going to combine our n's, and we have an n plus an n, giving us an 2n, because these are 1n and 1n, so 1n plus 1n is 2n. Now we just put these in order. So now we put in order. So negative 3n to the third plus 2n squared plus 2n, and then we're done. All right, now we're going to look at subtraction. So subtraction is not what we're actually going to do. We're going to change it to addition, and then we're going to combine. That is the easiest way that I found to do this. So we are going to change this to addition, and then we're going to combine. Changing it to addition is not terrible. You just have to be very careful. So we are going to change this to addition. So we are going to change to addition by changing our minus 3x squared plus 2x to the fourth minus x to the third to plus. So once we change this, we have to change everything else. So that becomes positive. Now my positive 3 becomes a negative 3x squared. My plus 2x to the 4 becomes a minus 2x to the fourth. And then this minus x to the third becomes a plus x to the third. So we just changed the second half. So my x minus 5x to the fourth stays the same. So this becomes x squared minus 5x to the fourth. Then we put this at the beginning. We now have just created an addition problem. So all we do now is combine. So we combine our biggest variable, that'd be x to the fourth. So that would be negative 5x to the fourth minus 2x to the fourth, which is negative 7x to the fourth. Our next biggest variable is x to the third. And we just have an x to the third. And then we combine our x squareds, which is x squared minus 3x squared to give us a negative 2x squared. And then we put in order. which is negative 7x to the fourth plus x to the third minus 2x squared. All right, let's do one more example with this subtraction. So we're going to keep this one shorter. So we've got 10x squared minus x minus 4x minus 2x squared. Whoops, plus 1. Okay. Now I'm going to put this in a different order here because we have to keep 10x squared minus x the same. And then we change our negative 4x minus 2x squared plus 1 to positive, and then all these signs change. So positive 4 becomes negative 4x plus 2x squared minus 1. So my 10x squared minus x stays the same, and then I just put this at the end. So plus negative 4x plus 2x squared minus 1. Now we can just start combining. So we combine our biggest, so that's x squared. So we get 10x squared plus 2x squared, which gives us 12x squared. Then we combine our x's. We get negative x minus 4x, giving us a negative 5x. And then we combine our numbers, which is just negative 1. And then finally, we put in order. So that is 12x squared minus 5x minus 1. That's it.